Good evening and welcome to Crafting by Moonlight. This evening we're going to be making playing card roses. These can be used to embellish headbands, or you can make a clip or even a brooch. You can also use it as maybe even a bow tie. I originally discovered this on Pinterest as I was looking for ideas for my daughter's Alice in Wonderland themed birthday party. So today I'm going to do a tutorial. This is my very first tutorial on how to do this because Instructable.com was an awesome place to find this, and the instructions are really good. But for someone that may not do a lot of crafting or hasn't done a lot of crafting, I figured I would make a step-by-step tutorial to show you exactly how it's done. And I'll also be linking the website in the description box below to also for Instructables.com, because you will need the template, as you can see right here. You're going to need that for this construction. So first we're going to go ahead and start with these. I used regular cardstock. Like I said, I went to Instructables.com and I downloaded the template. You have a large petal here, you have a small petal, and then you have the medium petal. And you're going to need to do that and print them out on cardstock and cut them out for what you need. Also, you're going to need a pack of cards. I've already actually sorted my cards because I'm using certain suits for my daughter's birthday party. Also, since my daughter is turning 8, we're doing the number 8 cards in various different things. Also, since it's Alice in Wonderland themed, we're doing the hearts as well. So as you can see, I've actually already have my entire flower petals cut out already. But just to show you what I had done was, one of the things that Instructables.com says for this project is to use the medium template and go ahead and secure it right over the number and part of your suit. Let me see if I can get that not so dark. There we go. So go ahead and secure it over the number in the suit, and then trace your template on that. So as you can see, there's a faint outline of a heart on there, and then cut it out. One thing that they did not do was that they only used one for the medium template, but I found that if I actually put the medium template on the other side, I can actually get 2 petals out of this, which is really great. I also found that with the large petals, you can do that as well. So what they had done was use the king, the queen, the jack, the 10, and the ace for the outside petals. This is how it was done on the thing, as you can see. And then for my daughter's 8th birthday, I decided to do one black suit instead of the red suit of 8s on the inside, and then the faces of the jack, queen, and king. So what you want to do for like your suit cards is you will do your large petal over the king, over this side, and his face and the number in the suit. And then you do the small petal on his face right here. Actually, it's backwards, like so. So as you can see, I'm going to try to bring that a little closer. That's how you do your suit cards. Now, for the other cards, you can, like I said, you can do your medium petal, and you can do one over this end, this corner, and then you can turn around and do it on this corner as well. So you have 2 petals out of that. And then also, when you're doing your large petals, for your non-suited cards, like your 10 or your ace, you can do one here. It's what I found, and then you can turn it around and do one here. So it'll actually give you 2 10s like these 2. And I was really happy with that because I don't like wasting card. as you can see by the ace. Like the ace, I went ahead and only did one because it's the top half of the ace. Plus there is writing down at the bottom, which is that little line right there. It's actually writing, and I didn't want that in my second set. So instead of making only 4 flowers, you could actually make a lot more out of 1 deck of cards. So continuing forward, what you would like to do is for your suits, for your large petals, you want to go ahead and place it here. Take a regular ballpoint pen. I suggest a ballpoint pen, not a felt tip pen. I happen to be a huge fan of RSVPs. I use them in my daily life, and as a waitress, it's one of the go-to waitress pens. And it's number the top one that's always stolen from a waitress. But anyways, I take my ballpoint pen and just hold your cardstock down and trace around your heart or your petal. It looks like a heart. So go ahead and trace around that until you get the entire thing covered. And some of your ink might wipe off, which is okay, especially if you just make a mistake like I just did. You can go ahead and wipe it off. And then depending on what kind of cards that you get, I actually picked these up at the Dollar Tree because I'm a little bit on a budget. But the great thing about that is I got 2 packs of cards in one container, so that gives me twice as many flowers as I need to make. They also have, if you happen to like these types of cards where it's got the small emblem in the middle, and you can play around with that as well. You could probably just do, just do the top part of that, and that would be interesting. Plus, these also have the bigger numbers, which I kind of like as well. So I picked these up at the Dollar Tree. And then as far as your cardstock, you can get it at any craft store or even at like a Walmart or Target that would have a crafting section. I know Walmart for a fact has a cardstock. I'm not quite sure about Target. I have not tried them out because our Target has really limited selection on crafts, but we have a Michael's literally 2 stores over. So I usually get most of my my supplies from Michael's, and a great thing about Michael's is that if you get on and you get their app, or you can also print out their coupons, you can print out as many coupons as you want, and you use 1 coupon per day per person. So just a side tip, if you're ever doing something like party planning or anything like that, and you happen to need cards and you don't have a Dollar Tree available, you can go into Michael's with your best friend. Both of you take a coupon. Let's say it's 20% off one regular price item. You buy a pack of cards, your best friend buys a pack of cards. You can come back the next day, do the same thing. You now have 4 packs of cards for half the price. I used to work for Michael's, which I'm pretty sure well, I can't get in trouble now. I don't work for them anymore. But that's not really a trade secret that they want us to tell you. But I think it's always a great idea, especially if you're doing wedding planning or parties and you have the time. Like my daughter's birthday isn't until September. So if I need to go in now, I usually go shopping with my best friend, and her and I do that a lot with Michael's. And you can cut your cost literally in half. Sometimes they give you a 40% off one item. Sometimes it's 30% off of everything, including sales. Sometimes it's 20% off. So just keep looking online, and also look in your advertisements if you get them. That's a great thing to keep in mind. And that usually goes for everything in the store. So take advantage of that. So party plan as soon as possible as you can without getting in trouble. So this evening, what we're going to do is you're going to need 5 suit, I'm going to call these suit petals. So I don't need that 10, even though it's not a suit, but you need 5 large petals for your outside. You're going to need 5 small petals. Now it's up to you whether you want to change the color of the suit. I just think it would look a little bit better, give it a little bit of contrast. And then you need your 3 petals of faces in the middle. Now, once again, you can opt not to do that. You can literally take this large card and put your small petal here and just trace the inside of the club or the inside of the suit, or you could even do it on here as well, where you can just do the suit. So the middle could be just suited cards and not necessarily face cards. I'm doing it this way because that's the way it is on Instructables.com. And then also you're going to need, this is glue dots, and I will go into explanation. Sorry if you are a seasoned crafter. I'm doing this because when I instructed at Michael's, a lot of times I found out that people don't know what glue dots are or different types of glue and stuff like that. Normally people just automatically jump to hot glue or Elmer's glue. So in this videos and all my other videos, I will explain which each thing is. So if you're a seasoned crafter, I do apologize. Hopefully you do learn something. If not, you know, it'll be great that you learn something new, and then maybe you guys might have comments of what you guys use that make it better for you. So I actually have two sizes of glue dots. Let me see if this picks up. My earlier video, it didn't. I'm going to try to put it really close to the camera, which I probably shouldn't. No, it's not working. Okay, I've got one on a sample. So see that little shiny dot right there? See, there it is. Let me bring that up close. Okay, so that is a glue dot, and this is on just a piece of cardstock, which I need for another tutorial. So that's the small glue dot that I have. And actually, I'm going to put a larger glue dot. So these are my other ones. These are called Zots. You can get them at Michael's. You could probably also get them online. I will start doing some looking up on Amazon, because I usually do shop Amazon as well. I have another tutorial that I'll be doing that you can get stickers on Amazon. So these are a little bit larger, and once again, you can't really see them, so I'm going to put one right on top. So with glue dots, the best thing about these is that you're no longer using Elmer's glue and waiting for the stuff to dry forever. The great thing about glue dots, I love them, especially when you have kid projects, is you can put it right on, just like that, stick it right on like that. And just, these are a little old. So sometimes you got to figure out how it's going to lift. Sometimes you can lift it right off. Sometimes it takes a little finesse. And there you go. There's your glue dot. So if you can see, you have a tiny glue dot here, and you have a little bit larger one, and they actually come larger than that. I like to use the medium size and then sometimes the smaller size. I love these because these work fantastically for all arts and crafts projects. I've used them on foam. The only thing they don't really stick to is like felt, things like that. But you know, that's a different tutorial, and we can get into that later. So you're going to need medium glue dots and what I call micro glue dots. Also, you will be using hot glue later to glue the back of them when you want to glue the back to something. But my theory is that you don't want to use the hot glue until after all of this is done. I know in the tutorial at Instructables.com, they used a lot of hot glue, and I've burned my fingers one too many times, and as you can see, like that is from doing a lot of arts and crafts projects, and my skin has gotten kind of damaged over the years. So I don't hot glue until I've got a few layers plus something I can like hold on to so I don't burn myself. So let's get started. We're going to go ahead and take our large king petal, and I'm going to go ahead and stick a glue dot. I'm going to use the medium size, and what I had done was I cut it out and then I folded it up here, and I tried to fold it as far up as I possibly could, and then I notched it. So I cut it kind of in a half on that fold. I did it a little bit higher because these are actually a lot smaller, and I think it made my flower kind of expand a lot more than I wanted it to. I wanted it a little bit closer, a little bit more like a rose. So this one I'm going to go ahead, and what you want to do is you want to put your glue dot or your hot glue, if you're insistent on using hot glue, on the one notch that is not on the suit. See, I'm having problems already. You don't want to put it on the side where your king is showing. You want to put it on the opposite side, because then you're going to take your queen and you're going to take that notch side where the queen is, where the queen symbol is. So let me see if I can put that down. So there's the queen right here, the notch on this side, that little flap right there. We're going to take that little flap and stick it right on top of the king flap. So I try to do this up close. Once again, please bear with me. This is my very first tutorial. So I'm basically going to overlay the two notches. So as you can see, I have that notch there and I have that notch there. And I glued these two notches together. Okay, just like that. So then I'm going to put another glue dot down, and it doesn't matter how you want to do it. If you want to do the queen this way, do the queen this way, you can do that. You just want to keep like the king and the queen and the jack. You want to keep these little I forget what the amounts or whatever you call them showing, like as if you were holding a deck of cards, like that. That's how you want to fan them and lay them out, is just like that. Okay, so now I'm going to take another glue dot. Once again, the older the glue dots become, they're a little bit more hectic to deal with, but you want to press straight down on it, kind of rub it around, and then try to lift off. Yeah, these are old, so you want to lift them off like that. You want to take your jack. Once again, you do it on this side, on that tab. That one I did a little bit. There we go. Just like that. So now I have my king, my queen, and my jack. Okay. And then once again, you have your tabs that are lifted. And then we're going to go for our 10 over here. And you can do it the other way. You can take your 10 and take the tab underneath your 10 symbol and do the glue dot just like that. Press it on and lift it off. Sometimes I can get my nail underneath and just lift that right off. Sometimes it lifts my fingernail paint off. And then you can just stick it right on there to, once again, the second tab. Not the first tab. You want to do the second tab right there. And then also you have your ace. Now I like to put my ace before my king always. So this will go, the ace will go behind the king and not over. So if I'd done it over, as you can see, it covers it up. You don't want that. So I'm going to do it with the king like that. The only bad thing about glue dots sometimes is that if you're not paying attention, you can catch the back on the rest of these. When you do other projects that require more glue dots or line glue dots, you can do a glue runner. It's like a tape runner, and it's just a strip. It almost looks like a whiteout tape, which is kind of cute. And I like it. I actually own a few of them, and I do them in my other projects. So when we get into other tutorials, I'll explain that for different things. So now we need to close this. And I want to go ahead and close this. And one of the good things about glue dots is you can always kind of fan things out if they're not sticking just the way you want them to. You can always just fan them out a little bit, just like that. And then we're going to glue that right there like that. Okay, so I just need another glue dot. I'm using the medium ones on this because I used the small ones on the finished one, and it just didn't turn out quite like I wanted it to. So as you can see, I've got a big huge wedge between my king and my queen and my 10 and my ace. So you want to try to fan that out a little bit and make it a little bit even. And that's the great thing about glue dots, is you can play with things like that. And as you can see, it's also kind of curling up a little bit, which is good. You want that. So now I have it kind of like this. And once again, you can play with it a little bit more once you get all the glue dots on. I'm going to fan that out a little bit more. Okay, so now to our second layer. Our second layer will consist of the 8s. So for those, I'm going to go ahead and use the minis. And instead of doing gluing them down like this, I'm actually going to do exactly what I did to this and then glue it there with the medium dots. So I'm going to go ahead and take them and start doing my glue dots. And this might take a few moments. I'm not sure if I'll be able to edit this or not. I'm still learning that whole process. Hopefully, as I do more tutorials, I will get better at this. So as you can see, I'm almost done. One more glue dot to go. 2 more, actually. So one here. Oop. Sometimes with the small ones, I can just pop them on and pop them off. And these even come good with, if you like to make your homemade stamps. Sometimes when I'm making cards, what I like to do is stamp whatever design I want on a piece of paper and then cut it out. And then I use the glue dots, kind of like a little sticker, if you will. And this one I put on backwards, so I'm going to peel that off. Sometimes you can peel them off. Sometimes they're movable, which is good. You want that. And then I can stick it back on, like that. Okay. So now that I've got the middle of my petals, the middle of my flower, like I said, once again, you want to kind of try to fan it out a little bit so it's not so scrunched. And then I might even actually add, oh, there is a glue dot there. I might add one right here. And that's something that you can experiment with too. If it's not working, one of the great things about a glue dot is you can take a teeny tiny glue dot and just tack it right where you want it. So I can turn around and do that with my queen as well. And then maybe bring these in a little bit. So I'm going to just quickly do that, like that. And my jack's kind of doing that anyways. And I'm going to try to maybe pull that in a little bit. Like so. Maybe pull in my jack a little bit more. Like that. Okay. So there we go. There's the inside. Now the other thing you want to do too is also you're going to take your back, the back of your petals and kind of roll them over your finger like that. So what it does is it actually curves the cards, as you can kind of see. See how it's bent just a little bit, gives a little bit of curve. So I'm just going to quickly twist it like you're sharpening a pencil in an old-fashioned pencil sharpener. So as you can see, they're all kind of bowed out a little bit, which gives it a little bit of depth. So now I'm going to do that with my 8s. Just roll it over my finger real quick, or you could probably use your pencil. See if that works. It gives me kind of more of a crease there. I didn't want that, but that's okay. Just take it and roll it. Maybe roll this a little bit more. All right. There we go. And then we're going to take our medium dots, And we're literally going to put one right in the middle of the back. So not only does it secure all of them at once, but also it tacks onto our larger flowers. So I'm just going to take this, put it right on top, right in the middle, and pull it off like that. That one came off really easy. And then we want to just place it right in the middle like that. You can offset it if you want, or you can line them up with the actual petals, but I like the offset look. Kind of makes it look a little bit more natural, a little bit. So then I have my face cards. And since I am a traditionalist, I'm going to put them in order. So my queen is going to be semi in the middle. I'm just going to quickly put her on like that. And I missed a zot over here. There we go. There we are, just like that. And then I need to close that gap right there. So I'm going to close it with the jack. So I'm going to close it. Yes, I'm going to close it with the jack. So the jack will be the closer. So what I did was I put it on the jack tab here and just folded it over the king tab. So let me see if you can see that a little bit better. There we go. So it almost looks like they're all connected, which they are, but it looks a little bit seamless, more seamless than it would be. So now we're going to I'm going to go ahead and use a medium zot. Put that right in the middle to secure all of my cards. And then I'm going to quickly try to roll this around my pen. There you go. And once again, I'm going to try to offset it as much as possible because I don't like the lined up. It looks more natural. And there you go. You can always get a rhinestone, probably a little bit bigger than that, to embellish the inside. And then all you have to do is put a little bit of hot glue on the back, and you can glue it to just about anything, even if you want to do a card. If you want to put this on a card for somebody's birthday that likes Alice in Wonderland, or just likes playing poker, you can put it on a barrette and wear it to a poker game, anything like that. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like. Once again, I am Alice, and this is Crafting by Moonlight. Thank you so much.